Welcome to you all once again. Yesterday, we talked about how to submit winning letters of reference for SI scholarship. Then today, we are going to talk about writing a good motivation letter for SI scholarship. I want to let you know that this is one of the most important aspects and the most time-consuming aspects of the entire process. Before we continue, there are some points which I want you to note when writing your motivation letter. Number one, your motivation letter should be well written with no grammatical, spelling, or punctuation errors. Number two, you must use a professional tone, no slang, no colloquialisms. Number three, you must provide specific examples about your past and present achievements and how the master's studies will help you achieve your future goals. This is where many people make mistakes. They overgeneralize. No, you don't need to overgeneralize. All you need to do is to present yourself as the best candidate for the scholarship. You do this by providing specific examples about your past and present achievements and how a master's degree in Sweden will help you to achieve your future goals. Number four, the point number four, you will need to write, correct, rewrite, correct, rewrite again, correct until you arrive at something good. Yes, this is true. It won't end in one writing. You have to write. After writing, you go through it, make your corrections, then go through it again, make your corrections. Also, allow your friends and peers to help you review your motivation letter. You do this until you arrive at something good. These are the most important points you need to know about writing a good motivation letter. These points holds not only for motivation letter for the purpose of SI scholarship, but for every other motivation letter for scholarship, which you might need to apply for. But we are limiting our discussion here on SI scholarship only. From experience, I noticed that unlike the letters of reference template that I showed us prior to this video, every year the motivation letter changes. The questions for last year may be different from questions from this year. For the purpose of clarity, I also want to present to you the motivation letter templates for 3 years. Or possibly, yeah, I will show you for this year, 2020, 2021, then 2019, 2020, and then 2018, 2019. This is to enable you to see the trend, the type of questions you expect on your motivation letter. And I will give you maybe few examples on how to go about this. So permit me now to share my screen. Okay, if you look at this, you will see Letter of Motivation, the Swedish Institute Scholarships for Global Professionals, 2019-2020. 2020. So this is for last year. You will see the first section is about you. This is not a problem because it's basic. You know about you more than they do. So this is where you choose you give them your courses as selected on your university admissions application website. So I don't want to waste my time on these areas. This is where you have to do the real work. This area matters a lot. And then as you can see, you will see that there is maximum characters required. So you see for this first question, the maximum characters is 1,000, including spaces. So note that here the main characters are not words. There is a big difference between characters and words. Characters simply means the individual alphabets, including your spaces and punctuation marks. All these together should not exceed 1,000. That's what this means. That simply implies that you have to be concise and straight to the point as much as possible when answering the questions. So you see this. This is the question they asked those of the last year. Describe your current possibilities in terms of role/position, mandate to influence and develop processes and work carried out within your organization or network, and how the master's program in Sweden can enhance your abilities to do so to a greater extent. Use concrete examples. So you see here they value concrete examples, not just generalizing. So you have to give them a circumstance or a situation where you have actually made an impact. So you see the second question here. Have you engaged in any activity which contributed to social development, civic engagement, economic development, or policy making in a developing country or region? If so, please elaborate with regards to 1, the activity and your role/tasks in the activity. 2, the outcome and concrete data/statistics supporting the outcome or the expected outcome if the activity is ongoing, and your specific contribution in the outcome. Maximum 1,200 characters, including spaces. So you see this. They need concrete examples. So I want to let you know that it is not enough to tell them what you can do, but it is better if you can tell them that you are already doing it. I will show you the templates, after which we discuss on a particular one to see how you go about this. So permit me now to stop sharing this so as to share with you another one for another session. Good. So you see this. This is letter of motivation, the Swedish Institute Study Scholarships 218/2019. This is for those that graduated this year. So you see, the first session are usually the same, but the major difference comes in the area of the questions. So you see this one, the first thing you should motivate on. Choose one of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDG, from the list below. So you see here, when you click, you see a list of SDG goals. Goal number 1, no poverty. Goal number 2, zero hunger, and so on, up to goal number 17, partnerships for the goals. Okay, so you are choosing one, and then you have to describe how your professional position and or engagement in a network / civil society organization relates to that goal. You see also that it has a maximum of 1,000 characters inclusive of spaces. So by now you should be able to know how to be concise in your writings. Then the second question here, describe using concrete examples. You see again, concrete examples, how the master's program you plan to study in Sweden will contribute to your ability to address the UN SDG you have chosen above. Maximum 800 characters, inclusive of spaces also. Then you see here again, using concrete examples, describe what makes you an experienced leader and how you intend to develop your leadership skills further with an SI study scholarship. Maximum 700 characters, inclusive spaces. So we go down, you see another one. What are your professional goals 3 to 5 years after your studies in Sweden? And how will your time in Sweden help you with reaching those goals? Maximum 700 characters, inclusive spaces. And that was all for this particular year. And then I will also show you another one for 2020/2021. This happens to be my own set. So you see here, everything, the first session remains the same for all. But here you see, describe how you can apply the knowledge and experience gained from your time in Sweden in your organization / company and or in your home country / region upon your return from Sweden. Maximum 1,000 characters, inclusive of spaces. Then number 2, please choose one master's program you applied for and motivate how this program can contribute to the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Maximum 800 characters, inclusive spaces. So this is all for this particular set. And I want to use 2 separate examples to answer this particular question, this first one. For the purpose of time, I will not be able to answer all the questions, but I will only use this particular one to give you an example. And then possibly when they release your template, we can then discuss further using your own questions. So, but for now, this is all we can, this is the extent we can go for these ones until your own templates are released. Now, if you look at these examples or these templates I showed you above, you will notice that they maintain you should always use a concrete example. There is something I want to let you know. These people, they rarely need problem solvers. So you must show them that you are a problem solver. Not only that telling them you are one, but you have to show them with examples how you have been able to be solving problems prior to now. And this is very, very important. Now, I will try to answer this particular question. Describe how you can apply the knowledge and experience gained from your time in Sweden in your organization / company and or in your home country / region upon your return from Sweden. I will show you people 2 examples. One is correct, the other one is not, and I will give you reasons why. So now permit me to stop sharing this so as to share you the examples. So here you see, I tried answering that same question in 2 ways. First, case 1, then I have case 2. You now see my case 1. On completion of my master's, I intend to obtain employment with the government or a private organization working on energy supply projects for rural and urban areas. Will help develop and carry out sustainable energy development campaign in my country and also organize a periodical workshop, seminar with co-scientists where challenges facing power supply in Nigeria will be discussed and lay down strategies that would combat epileptic power supply through massive adaptation of sustainable energy development and utilization of renewable energy. A legal, administrative, and financial infrastructure will be established to facilitate planning and application of renewable energy projects. Government must play a useful role in promoting renewable energy technologies by initiating surveys and studies to establish their potential in urban and rural areas. We create a skill acquisition program where technicians will be trained to achieve goal very fast jobs must be created through clean energy development. So this is case 1. If you look at this particular case, you will notice some things. 1, there is an error here, the error of capitalization. O should be in capital letter, but as you can see, this is in small letter. Then you will also notice that there is a punctuation error here. There's supposed to be a comma here, but you can see there is none. You will also notice here that this I is supposed to be in capital and it is not. You will also notice the absence of space here and also here. You see all this and many other errors which you can see as you go down. Now, the major issue here is this. On completion of my master's studies, I intend to obtain employment with government or private organization. Good. So if you look at this, it portrays you not as a problem solver. Let us be sincere to ourselves. In the world today, there are less jobs than there are job seekers. The world at different levels needs solution to unemployment. So telling them that you intend to obtain employment with the government or private organization is not enough, because here a question will arise. What if you didn't get employment? That means you won't be able to make any impact. Can you see that? Just put yourself in the position of the reviewers. If you see this, how will you judge the person? Okay? Does this show that this person is a problem solver? No, it doesn't. There is a better way you could have put this. So this is case 1. Let us now go to case 2. Let's see case 2 and then compare the two and know which one is better. So we move on. So for case 2 here, you see how it started. At this point in the history of Nigeria, entrepreneurship and youth development are very critical issues that need urgent intervention. Fortunately, these 2 areas inspire me a lot, and I want to be part of the change. I understand that my education is only as important as the impact I make in the lives of others, be it academic, professional, or social context. Blending my past entrepreneurial skill and experience with the knowledge I hope to acquire in Sweden, I hope to expand the services rendered by my company to include the installation and maintenance of wireless and microwave devices for clients and training people on the skills as well. This way, more job opportunities are created and more youths are empowered. I will run series of free seminars and webinars for youths to expose them to the opportunities that are bound in the field and how to tap into them. This would have a profound impact on the socio-economic development of my community and Nigeria at large. Now, compare these 2 motivation letters. You will notice something. This particular one started with a problem. You see, this is a problem. Entrepreneurship and youth development. These are 2 major problems facing Nigeria. And then he moved further to state his link with these 2 problem areas by saying that these 2 areas inspires him or her, okay? And he or she wants to be part of making this change happen. You see this? Unlike this one, just see the 2. Do you see it? And then it continues. So you see, the best way to go about this is to present a problem that your country is currently facing and also develop it by providing how you intend to solve these problems or how you have been solving the problems. Your chances of getting this scholarship increases if already you have been making impacts. That is, if you have already been solving the problems. And then a study, a master's degree in Sweden will only position you for further impacts and greater achievements in the future. Okay, good. So I want you to always avoid the temptation of saying, I will obtain employment. No, avoid that temptation. Okay, try to avoid that temptation. So good. I think this is all for today. I will be open to your questions. If you have any question, feel free to ask. This brings to an end our webinar. But sometime in the future, hopefully before the end of this November, I will engage another SI scholar in Sweden here to help give you people his own view or tips on how to go about this application. And in the end, I hope to see you here in Sweden by next year. Thank you, and thank you very much for listening. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done so. So, we are going to change our direction of training, haven't given you the basics of what you need to know. We have to focus on some other areas. Our major goal is to see as many Africans as possible in Sweden. The main goal of this is to empower you, because I believe an opportunity in Sweden here means life-changing opportunities to you all. So once again, thank you all for listening. Indeed, we are going to make impacts. Bye for now.